What's up, guys? It's your boy EWD, aka Corrupt Alpha, back out here in another video. And today, guys, I'm here to talk about the NBA 2K26 builder and all the news that we got that I would like to speak on today. Um, Basically, what this is just me talking about um, what we know so far from the builder and the my career info, and then also getting um, a good feel of everything. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the builder. All right. So I like that they have the whole build by badges or whatever it's called, where basically, if you want a certain badge, you set your build to have that certain badge, and it will give you everything that you need to get that badge, right? So I am aware of that, and I do actually like that a lot because I would like to have some badges, but I don't want to have overly too many attributes, or make a build that has not enough attributes, you know what I'm saying, to me not realize it. So the build by badges thing, I feel like it's good. I don't know if too many people is going to use it because, like, you know, I'm not sure how that works exactly. I'm not sure if the whole thing is build by badges or if it's like you can do it for just certain badges, right? So like you can build by badges and customize the rest of the way through. Because like that I can understand. I want rebound chaser on gold. I'm going to put rebound chaser on gold by the build by badges thing, and then after that, I'm going to customize the rest of my build to get whatever attributes I want, right? That's how I look at it, and that's how I want the game to be. And honestly, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't do anything too much, but it does save time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all for saving time when it comes to the 2K builder because I know that that is going to take up a lot of my time. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of 2K, finally hit starter 4. So that's cool. But yeah, I'm done grinding for this year. Or I didn't even really grind this year, but I'm done with trying to grind this year. Right. So there's that. Now, Um, next thing that I got going on that I would like to speak about is the builder itself. Right? I know I just talked about the how I like how this builder is like that and that's like this, and yeah, that's cool. But the next thing that I want to talk about is how the builder is itself, like the attribute points. Right? Not talking about the badges, not talking about anything like that. The builder itself is very similar to this year's builder. I forgot who it is, but they did the builder this year 2K25 compared to the builder next year 2K26, and it is one attribute point off. I think they did a Carmelo Anthony build. I'm not sure who it was, cannot remember it, but I do remember somebody, what I'm saying, doing that, right? And that was cool to look at to see, like, oh well, you know I did not notice that that builder was so close. I understand it was going to be about the same, but I thought it was going to be a lot less attribute points that you get per game. And the reason why is because I saw that the way that they did the cap breakers this year, right? Um, I watched Joe Knows build, and the way it was explained to me is it showed the shooting category, right? If you pick shooting for your main, I forgot what it is, but it's like what your build is supposed to specialize in, right? If you build specialization, right? So if you pick shooting, you have 8 categories, and it's the same for everyone. You have 8 categories of quests you got to complete quest lines, right? Cool, right? Cool with that. So I think about 3, 6, and maybe like 8 or 9, right? Or maybe it was every 2. You get cap breakers. We don't know how many cap breakers you get, correct? Right? I don't know if it's same thing as it is this year. Every time you get cap breakers, it's +5 cap breakers. I have no clue. It's possible, but I doubt it because that would be a shit ton of cap breakers. That could be anywhere from 15 cap breakers to 20 cap breakers off of grinding my career. Now, would that be nice? No. If I'm being honest with you, I would not like that at all. I think that, if I'm straight grinding my career and I take my build out to the park after grinding my career and I have all 20 cap breakers, that's a little unfair to the people that play just park or solely park or don't play that much my career. I think it's a little unfair, and I do not like that. What I do like is the fact that you can get it from my career. You can get cap breakers from my career. So what I'm suggesting is you get 6 cap breakers, okay? Every time you earn cap breakers, you earn 2. So let's say there's 3 chances to earn them in my career and 3 chances to earn them in uh, park, right? For the first couple seasons, right? So that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? You're able to earn 6 and 6, which equals 12. This way, the people that just play solely my career can also get cap breakers, and stuff like that. Um, with that being said, though, with cap breakers, you're only allowed to add 5, okay, per category. So, or per attribute, I should say, right? So, this year they added something a little different where if you have like a super low driving dunk, like I don't know the specifics of it, but maybe if you have like a 46 driving dunk, one attribute point will upgrade it to like a 60 something, right? For the cap breakers. You know what I'm saying? And like actually, I like that idea. You know what I'm saying? It can make very well-rounded builds, which is something you can't really get in 2K all the time because of how the builder is. You know what I'm saying? You can excel in one thing, and then everything else is going to be shitty. Or you can, try to semi-excel in 2 things, and everything else is going to be subpar. And that's cool. I like the way that's how the builder is. But if you look at players like a LeBron, you know what I'm saying? They don't just excel in one thing like LeBron, Jason Tatum, who else? Kobe Bryant, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan somewhat because he didn't play make that well. He didn't have the best dribble moves, but just people like that it can excel at damn near everything. You know what I'm saying? They can excel. They don't excel in everything, but they do everything. They do it all. All right. Those type of players you can make in this builder. You can have your build have everything 80 overall, you know what I'm saying, stats, and then with your cat breakers add on another 5 attributes just for having a lower post control or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That I believe is super, super cool, and I do like the fact that it is added this year, right? Like I said, what I don't like is the fact that the attributes could be like distributed through my career and not also through the rep system. Now, if my career also gave you rep, that would be kind of cool. I don't think it should be like that, but I guess that'd be kind of cool just because we haven't seen that before. It gives you in season XP, but it doesn't give you actual rep, which is okay with me. I like that fact of the build, right? Everything else I've talked about so far with 2K, I actually do like though. I do like the fact that you're able to earn cap breakers in my career, no matter how many it is. Hopefully, it's not too much because if you're able to earn, let's say, how this year you had to like literally grind to get 22 cap breakers, right? I like that, right? But if I can grind, you know, semi grind my career, earn all 8 quests, and then just add 8 plus to my shooting, 5 plus to my three and 3 plus to my mid range, off of just grinding my career, especially because it's on one build. I think that could be possibly a little bad, right? I like how in older my careers, you know what I'm saying, like especially because of the pie charts and stuff, you had a like I said, you had a pie chart, right? And that specialized in either one major thing or 2 things, right? And if it specialized in 2 things, your other 2 attributes, so let's say you had a slashing playmaker, the shooting wasn't that good on it. You could still hit with the 65 3, but it wasn't good enough to hit consistently. All right, or at least 2 consistently, right? So you have that. The defense wasn't the best on it. Might have been good, but it wasn't the best, right? And I understand that, and I like that. And with this year's 2K, you can make a more well-rounded player. So if I can make a more well-rounded player already, I don't think we need too many cap breakers to keep building up this build because every build, no matter how shitty it is, you know what I'm saying, to some people, it can be the best build of all time because of cap breakers. If I have a point guard that has a 75 3-point shot, elite playmaking, elite driving layup, and elite defense, and I just upgrade that 75 3-point shot, and because it's kind of below for a point guard, you know what I'm saying, it goes up all the way to 80 or 85. Again, most people, would want to hire 3 on their build being a point guard, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're an ISO point. You're able to get that with the cap breakers. I not I'm not liking that too much. You know what I'm saying? I understand why they're doing it. I'm not liking it too much. I just don't have the most information on it. So if there is more information where there's kind of like a limit or like what the limit is to how many cap breakers you get, you know what I'm saying? Then I'd be cool with that, especially if it's just like 2 or 3. But if it's a straight 5 like it was last year, and we have 30 cat breakers by the end of the game, I think that's over. I think that's overkill. I think that's too much. Overall, I think 2K26 is looking good though. Speaking of the bad specialization though, so or is it bad specialization or build specialization, right? If I make a build that has 60 close shot and a 60 standing dunk, I can unlock the finishing build specialization. Same thing goes for a 60 driving layup and a 60 driving dunk. I can also unlock finishing. So you got big mans and slashers basically, right? All right. For shooting, it's 60 mid range and 63 for the shooting attributes. 60 pass X 60 or 60 ball handle, 60 perimeter defense and 60 steal, or 60 interior defense and 60 block. So the thing is about that, and then also 60 offensive or 60 defensive rebounding, right? The thing is about that though, right? Oh shit, I'm over here reading my phone, not paying attention. Love to see it. The thing is about that, I actually like the way that is. You know what I'm saying? You could basically, and this is all after upgrades, right? This is not what your build can get to, so you can't just immediately go after that. You're gonna have to upgrade your build a little bit, and I like that a lot. I do like that you can't immediately just go straight into a build and then already get some attributes in because, you know what I'm saying, your build needs to be upgraded. Now, even though it's just a 60, I think they kind of should have went up on it. 65, 70, you know what I'm saying? Because almost every build can get a 60 everything, you know? And they can specialize in a couple of things and still get a 60 everything, you know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with that, but still, no. Why can't I run? Still, you know what I'm saying? I wish they would have went higher. You know what I'm saying? Like for cat breakers, maybe went with because that's all build specialization is cat breakers and like added badges, I believe, like plus ones, max plus ones to your badges for whatever build specialization you pick. Which again, I love the idea, 100% love it. But the attributes that you actually get from it is a little iffy. You know what I'm saying? The attributes you actually get from it is a little iffy because I do think that you should have higher around a 70. Not all builds can get a 70. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my big man build cannot get a 70 still. I feel like it can get a 60 still. If it gets a 60 still, which either way it doesn't matter, but like, you know what I'm saying? It could get a 60 still. Not all builds can pretty much every build can get a 63 or a 60 mid range no matter if it's a Shaq build, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not a 70. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I'm saying. Because if I got a Shaq build and I have 63 and a 70 mid range, okay, cool, right? I can get the shooting takeovers. I can add the plus attributes. You know what I'm saying? Axe and max plus ones. It could be a shooting Shaq build. Can Shaq shoot? Hell nah. Make that a 70. No Shaq build. No 7'1" Shaq build with a 7 foot what 7'1" with a 7'8" wingspan, or however much you want to make the wingspan with max weight or whatever. I don't think can get even a 73. And if it can, your attribute points on everything else, your defense, your strength, your dunking abilities, inside abilities, all that, will not allow you to get a 73 because that is going to be too much of an attribute to get. So I like the fact that, they're doing it how they are. I just think they should have went up on the attribute to where every build can't get it because every build could be a superstar level build if, you know what I'm saying, they do this, right? So I'm just checking to see how many blocks Vic has on me. Okay, love it. So that's the first gripe about it, but I do like the fact that you can't just get it off the rip. Okay, so next thing. If I was y'all, all right, I would not make my starting build. Okay? Whatever build you make, don't make it your starting build. You should make 5 builds. You should make a build with a 99 rebound, no matter if it's, offensive or defensive. 99 3 or mid range. Or is it 3 or mid range, or is it 3 and mid range? I forgot. Let me check that real quick. It's 99 3 and mid range. All right. A 99 dunk and layup. A 99 perimeter defense and steal, and a 99 pass, act, or ball handle, right? So you pick what attributes you want to use, and you can make 5 separate builds that have those attributes. You could fill in the rest, all right? They can be 60, 60, 60 all the way around, all right? Doesn't matter. But only reason I'm telling you this, we still don't know how the attribute points is going to work. All right, when it comes to the 8 quests and challenges, we don't know how many cap breakers we get, right? Until I am made aware, I am not making my starting build knowing that there could be a chance that I could get +7 to my offensive board on my big man build, and I could put, two other attributes elsewhere. You feel me? And if I could do that, you know what I'm saying, I'm not upgrading my defensive rebound as much. I'm not upgrading my offensive rebound as much. And I'm just going to put those in other positions that make my build better. All right. You understand what you feel what I'm putting down, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, there is no absolute reason that I should, make this build and be like, I'm finna max this out, stuff like that. I don't wanna start too early. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be making some builds, all right, on day one. All right, saying I'm probably gonna pre-order the game. I haven't done it yet, but I probably will. And if I do, you know what I'm saying, it'll be some early content, and that's what I like to see. All right, but as of right now, I do not have any plans to make my starting build until about a day or two after. I have 4 builds I want to make so far, maybe 5, probably 5. But I have 4 builds. I have my 7 foot or 7'1" center build that I make every year, which is basically the build I have now. You know what I'm saying? Attributes tweaked a little bit, but it's a Victor Wanyama build. Okay, Victor Wanyama build, elite defense, elite rebounding, pretty good finishing, good shooting. All right. Physicals are all right. You understand? All right, that's another one. All right, next one, a little Ja Morant build. A Ja Morant build that can shoot though. It's good on defense. Has a very high mid range because mid range doesn't cost that much. The 3-point shot is about an 83. Mid range is like a 93. You get all the badges you need. You can ISO with it. Good speed, good playmaking, all that. All right. Next build, 6'7" Kawhi Leonard build. That's the point guard. High mid range, about to an 88, 87. 3-point shot at an 80. High defense. The perimeter defense goes all the way up to a 96. Steal at an 85. Strength is high. Finishing is good. 80 lay in, an 80 dunk. You know what I'm saying? I understand, Kawhi is out here posterizing people, but we just can't get down that build. I'm okay with that. So it's a lockdown build. A 6'7" lockdown. That's a point guard. All right. Other attributes aren't that important because it could score at will with its size being 6'7". I could slash down to the paint and bully some defenders, and especially if I have a decent enough pass accuracy, I can still, bail out, pass the ball out pretty well. And that's something we have to tweak next year because I don't know, my pass accuracy is pretty low. You feel me? So yeah, that's the next thing, right? So that's what, 3 builds, right? So the last one is a 6'8" speed demon. I saw this on somebody's channel. It's a smaller channel. I wish I could shout him out. I do not remember the name of it. The name is 6'8" speed demon. All right, that's the name of the build. This is what they called it in their title, the speed demon. It's a 6'8" shooting guard, 91 speed, 91 acceleration, uh, good drive and dunk, good drive and layup, decent shooting, decent playmaking, all the above. It's basically like a Dyson Daniels build. It's basically a Dyson Daniels build, or like a Cade Cunningham without Cade Cunningham with less good shooting. All right, and I love that build. You know what I'm saying? It's like a Asar and a Min Thompson, but just a little taller and can shoot. If I'm being honest, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably in a Min Thompson build more than a Asar because a Min can play make a little better. All right. So yeah, I like that build. I saw it a while back. I actually tested it out, and I love that build. So I think that's the build I'm gonna go for. It's kind of like a lockdown. It's more of like you get the steal and you run down court as fast as possible to dunk it. You know what I'm saying? So the dunk doesn't have to be super high. I think the dunk on his was like, if you get contact dunks, I'm probably gonna lower it just so I can just dunk, like get like an 80 dunk. You know what I'm saying? With takeover, I should be able to get some contact dunks depending on what my takeover is, but we'll look at takeovers next year because takeover system might be different than it is this year, right? So, but you got that one. All right. Then, if I do plan on making this, which I don't plan on making it off the rip, but if I do end up, getting bored halfway through, 2K26 being released, and I decide, hey, I want to make this build, I will make a 6'6" Kobe Bryant build with all the bells and whistles like the one I made this year. All right. That's 5 builds. Now, I'm not sure if you have seen the new thing with badge builds, right? But basically, if you max out one build, you get a bronze or a silver. I think it's silver, right? And it's basically a thing that you don't have to upgrade your badges. Like, you know what I'm saying? They started off, giving you probably like what all silver badges, like how they did this year. Hall of Fame, they give you, you know, the potential to get all gold badges maybe. I don't really know how it works. But basically, I believe it's per build. So you're gonna have to have like 5 or 6 builds, or no, four or five builds at a 99 or 95 overall or above to get this. And basically, it maxes out all your attributes before you even reach or maxes out all your badges before you reach your max attributes. So let's say at a 96, I think you get like what, on ball menace on Hall of Fame or something like that. You'll already have on ball menace on Hall of Fame with having just like a 60 perimeter defense just because you got their prior builds that high, right? Another addition that I actually do like, okay? I do like that addition a lot, and I do like that addition a lot. So that is something to look forward to as well, in my opinion, right? The next thing, the next thing is with those builds being made, again, once you get 2 builds to a 95 or however much it is, and you start upgrading your builds and badges and stuff like that, you can also use the same attribute points on separate builds as well. So like I was just telling you about how the cap breakers for the things you can get eight shooting quests, 8 rebounding quests, 8 defensive quests, 8 playmaking quests. You can only pick one per save, one per build, right? So let's say you have a Kobe Bryant build, you want to add shooting to it, but you want to make a Ja Morant now and want to have shooting to it. Make your Kobe Bryant build, you get it to a 99 overall, you max it out, you get all the shooting quests done. Then you want to make your Ja Morant build. Your Ja Morant build had every single quest done, already done in your Kobe build, right? You're already going to have the cap breakers, already going to have this and that. I love that addition as well. I think that addition is super good. And I can't wait to finally make my build on day one or a couple builds and tweak every build that I have to where I can only or to where I can just use the cap breakers for one attribute. Does that make sense? Right. So I know for my big man build, I'm probably going to use the cap breaker attributes, the quest attributes on rebounding. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to use it for rebounding if I'm being honest with you because rebounding is a pretty expensive stat. You know what I'm saying to have. And plus, I just remade this build, considering how the builder is, and I wanted to make it a little different. So that's basically what I did. I just made the build a little different, depending because I think the 2K26 builder has like a one attribute point difference. So I made it a little different, and I liked what I saw with the attribute points and how all that worked. It's basically the same, but what I'm saying the cap breakers are per category instead of per any attribute. I believe, at least when it comes to this, that's what it seemed like. It is per category. So if you want cap breakers on your rebounding and defense or rebounding, you know what I'm saying, then you pick the rebounding quest line. You can't pick any other one, right? So if you pick one, you cannot pick another one. You got to make sure that is exactly what you want. And that's what I'm saying. Make 99 overall builds with 99, stuff like that. Because once you make those builds, you'll already start out with a 60 off the rip, off the make of the build. You'll already start out with like a 60. You'll probably start with higher than 60, probably like a 70 or something. You know what I'm saying? Make those 99 builds and then check to see what attributes you can get. Check to see what it is. Get some knowledge built up on videos before you go out and make your number one build, because if you make it with the wrong attribute, you're kind of fucked. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you put time and effort into that build, you're kind of fucked. You just made that build for virtually no reason because you have to go around and make another one just to get your attribute points back up. You feel? So I think that is going to be super detrimental to each and every build that you make next year. Um, but another thing that I just want to say, I know I'm talking about 2K. I might not sound the most excited, but I'm actually very excited for 2K. I am I'm very excited for 2K26. I think this year's game is going to be basically what they gave us this year, but better. I hope that the rep system is good. I hope that the season levels are okay. I hope that everything is similar to this year with just a few minor tweaks, and I think that game will absolutely be great. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they should give us, they haven't said anything too much about the actual My Career storyline when it comes to the games and stuff, but I hope they give us a good one. I have a video on my channel from a while back of what 2K should do in 2K26 with My Career. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, that's neither here nor there. We're talking about the news that we already got. I'm just saying, I hope that we get some My Career news, and I hope that there is a better My Career storyline than there was this year. This year has just become the GOAT, and I'm not going to lie, that's what every player wants to be. Some players want to maybe start out slow and then slowly become the greatest player of all time. But each and every My Career player wants to actually achieve becoming the greatest player of all time. So making that the actual quest line for the whole game was kind of weak because everybody does that anyways. It was weak. I like in previous years where you had to you know, you're doing it for like your dad or your grandpa, your third, second, whatever generation superstar from on your family side. That was cool. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the strongest, but it was cool. All right, the Shep Owens beef I think was cool. What I think they should do is add draft stock, add a college, maybe a high school storyline. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this I go way more in depth about this in a previous video, so I'm not going to give you all the lore here, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what I like. So yeah, haven't released any micro news other than what I've, told you already. All the other news is like minor, things, at least minor to me. If you want to go look at some other people that have said something about it, go look at Brother Jones. I'm not sure if Uncle Demi's made some videos on it. I'm pretty sure he has because he is known as, somebody that makes builds and does create content like this. So Brother Jones, probably Uncle Demi, uh, Badge Plug, and who else I've been watching? Badge Plug and Joe Knows is the two people that I've been watching the most when it comes to this type of content of like the news. But all the other news just seems minor, like they're not too big of changes. But what I've told you so far are like the 3, 4 major things that's changing next year, and it can either make, like I said, especially when it comes to attribute boost, you know what I'm saying, per category, it can either make this game super good or it can make it super bad. All right, you could have a build out here that has no weakness whatsoever, or you could have a build out here that has one weakness, and that one weakness can get, you know, what's it called, exposed. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I would much rather, a build have everything: dunking, shooting, defense. Can't play make, can't pass the ball. At least not that consistently. A build that can do, or at least a build that can do everything good. You know what I'm saying? I like the well-rounded builds. If you could do everything on the court, but you're not excelling at one thing, I like those type builds, right? I like those type builds a lot. I do not like the type of builds where you could do everything perfectly. Play, make, rebound, especially those in 2K. Past 2Ks, the 6'8", 6'9s, you know, that could just terrorize park. They're fast as all living shit. Those builds I do not like. I think that those builds can mess the game up tremendously, and I do not like those type builds. And I hope that 2K does not allow those builds to uh, come into 2K26. I hope there's a happy medium where if you're a big man, you're not fast enough to guard the guards, and you don't have the best perimeter defense, you don't have the best steal, any of that. And I think that if you have that happy medium where every build's good at everything, but then there's some things that you just can't keep up with other players with, I like that idea. I do not like the fact that you can be good at everything, and I hope that they leave that in the past. I really do. Because Lord Jesus Christ, we might throw this damn game. And I think we should be good. But yeah, with that being said, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I will maybe be out with a few more videos before 2K26 drops. Trust and believe once 2K26 drops, that will be my main priority. I will 110% be posting 2K26. Like I said, the pre-order thing, you can tell me down in the comments below about pre-orders and stuff like that. I think I saw when the game first dropped that if you pre-order like the $150 version, you get to play free or early access. And I just saw like the other day that if I pre-order the game with any what's it called, with any build or what's it called, with any version of the game, I can also get early access. So I'm a little confused on that one. So somebody can please clarify that down in the comments below. That'd be nice. But yeah, with that being said, I'm out. Peace.